they became just a nomadic people out there in the deserts, the Persians, the Arabs. What's that got to do with money? Do you know where the economic balance of the world today is? In the Persian Gulf. They're in the Arab nations. They control the oil. They are controlling the economic balance of the nations of the world. They are what is causing the inflation and the poverty in many nations today because of the price of their oil and the tremendous financial burden they're putting on nations that depend upon energy, oil for energy. They are controlling the finances of the world today. Hallelujah. I think people do not really recognize how much of the problems we have financially and economically fall back upon what has happened when they started raising the price of oil. That's for the wealthiest nations in the world today. Isn't it significant that it waited till the end time, right down to the time of the feet and toes, till this thing began to be manifested? You see, all that oil was there at the time Daniel prophesied. All those riches was there in the land of the Medes and the Persians. They just didn't know it. They didn't have the use for the oil, and they didn't dig down and get it until the last days of the feet and toes of iron and clay. What does that represent? It represents false economic system in the world. And today, next to religion, one of the greatest forces in men's life is money. Hallelujah. Yeah. Talk to a man that's out of job, unemployed.
Yeah, that's right.
He got a family at home, living on his unemployment, and it's about to run out. Hasn't been able to work for 6 months. And find out what it is that's a big factor that's bothering him and causing him problems and pressure in his home. It's money. Hallelujah. If somebody just say, well, hey, I've opened up a bank account for you down here, a millionaire, and so every week I'm going to put $1,000 in the bank for you. All my problems are over. But you see, we are dependent upon the system of economics that's in the world today. We've heard so much about the cashless society that's coming, about the credit cards, about all these things. We are dependent upon the money system of the world, and it's a false system. And believe me, it's coming down. We'll deal with that in just a minute. Let's go to the next one, the belly and thighs of brass. Now we find in history that Alexander the Great from Greece was the next one who ruled the world. He conquered the nations, he fought and traveled and conquered nations until there was no more nations to conquer. And historically, he was the next world ruler. Now that's kind of strange because Greece is never considered as a real world power. But for a brief time,